Catherine de' Medici, born on April 13, 1519, in Florence, Italy, was one of the most influential and controversial figures in French history. Her reign as queen consort and later as regent shaped the political, religious, and social landscape of France during one of the most tumultuous periods in European history. Catherine's legacy is marked by her shrewd political acumen, deft manipulation of court intrigues, and her ability to navigate the treacherous waters of religious conflict, factional rivalries, and shifting alliances. Despite her ultimate marginalization from history, her influence remains a subject of fascination and debate among historians, scholars, and the general public alike. Early life and marriage. Born into the powerful Medici family, Catherine was the daughter of Lorenzo II de' Medici, Duke of Urbino, and Madeleine de la Tour d'Auvergne. From a young age, Catherine was raised with a sense of responsibility for her family's political legacy. She received a well-rounded education in history, languages, diplomacy, and the arts, skills that would serve her throughout her life. At the age of 14, Catherine was married to Henry II of France, the son of King Francis I Mercer, in a carefully arranged political alliance between the Medici family and the French monarchy. Though the union was intended to solidify ties between Florence and France, Catherine's early years as queen consort were marked by struggle. The French court, dominated by ambitious nobles and advisors, saw her as an outsider with little political influence. Her husband, Henry II, was a king distracted by personal pleasures and the influence of his courtly advisors, making Catherine's position at court tenuous at best. Despite her initial struggles, Catherine quickly adapted to the harsh reality of court life. She used her intelligence and political savvy to influence her husband through quieter means, focusing on gaining favor with important figures who would allow her to gain a foothold. By the time Henry II died in 1559, Catherine had begun to make her mark on the political landscape, positioning herself as a powerful force behind her son's reign. Regent of France. The death of Henry II left Catherine with three sons, Francis II, Charles IX, and Henry III, all too young to rule. This placed Catherine de' Medici in the role of regent, effectively making her the most powerful figure in France. For the next 30 years, Catherine navigated one of the most tumultuous eras in French history, an era defined by religious wars, political upheaval, and intense factional rivalry. Her tenure as regent would be remembered for her remarkable ability to maintain a semblance of stability despite constant threats to the monarchy's power. Catherine's regency coincided with the rise of Protestantism in France, led by the Huguenots, a group that sought religious freedom and reforms against the Catholic dominance of the monarchy. This sparked a series of bloody conflicts that came to be known as the French Wars of Religion. As regent, Catherine found herself at the center of this religious divide, playing a dangerous balancing act between the warring factions, Catholics and Protestants, while striving to maintain her son's power and the integrity of the monarchy. Managing religious and political conflict. One of Catherine's greatest challenges was managing the shifting tides of religious conflict. Her efforts to navigate between both sides were often fraught with deception, manipulation, and calculated risk-taking. Catherine's diplomacy was centered on maintaining peace and stability, even at the expense of moral compromise. She formed alliances with powerful Catholic families, such as the Guise family, to consolidate her political power, while also making secret deals with Huguenot leaders in an effort to avoid total civil war. Despite her efforts, tensions inevitably exploded into violent conflict. One of the most infamous events of her regency was the St. Bartholomew's Day massacre in 1572, during which thousands of Huguenots were slaughtered in Paris in a massacre orchestrated by her supporters. Though Catherine did not directly order the massacre, her involvement in the broader political machinations that led to the bloodshed is a widely debated aspect of her legacy. The massacre shocked both France and Europe and solidified Catherine's reputation as a ruthless and calculating regent, willing to sacrifice lives for her family's political survival. Political maneuvering and foreign diplomacy. Throughout her reign, Catherine de' Medici remained deeply involved in European politics, ensuring that France remained a dominant power. She skillfully managed alliances with Spain, England, and the Holy Roman Empire to safeguard France's territorial and political interests. Catherine saw marriage alliances as an effective tool to secure her position, arranging the marriages of her children to European royalty to further France's influence across the continent. Her ability to manipulate court politics and craft complex diplomatic strategies allowed her to remain at the helm of the monarchy for decades. Catherine's insight into power dynamics and her ability to predict shifting political tides were unparalleled. Even when her sons assumed the throne, Catherine retained a significant degree of influence, advising and guiding them through her loyal advisors, ministers, and allies. Catherine de' Medici's reign was characterized by ambition, calculated risks, and a relentless pursuit of control. Her political maneuvering allowed her to maintain power in an era of uncertainty. Yet her methods have been criticized for their ruthlessness and lack of moral integrity. Her involvement in massacres, political betrayals, and suppression of dissent has cast a shadow over her legacy. Please like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon to get